Eugene had never won anything in his life. 72 years old, retired postal worker from rural Tennessee. He bought a scratch ticket every now and then, maybe a Powerball when the jackpot got big enough to make the news. Never won more than $20. So, when an official-looking letter arrived in the mail telling him he had won $850,000 in the American Senior Sweepstakes, he sat at his kitchen table for a long time, just staring at it. The letter had a gold seal on it, a certificate number, a toll-free phone number, a congratulations printed in large friendly letters across the top, and a check, an actual check, for $2,400 made out in his name as an advance payment on his winnings. Eugene called his wife Margaret in from the garden. They read the letter together 3 times. It said Eugene had been selected from a national pool of eligible senior Americans. It said his prize had been verified and was ready for release. It said the full amount of $850,000 would be deposited directly into his bank account within 5 to 7 business days. There was just one requirement. Because the prize exceeded $500,000, federal lottery regulations required that a processing and tax verification fee be paid up front before the funds could be released. The fee was $1,800. The letter pointed out that they had already sent him a check for $2,400, more than enough to cover the fee, with $600 left over for him to keep as a thank you. Eugene called the number on the letter. A warm, professional woman answered immediately. She congratulated him enthusiastically. She confirmed his prize amount, his certificate number. Everything matched exactly. She walked him through the simple process. Deposit the check, wait for it to clear, then wire $1,800 to the processing center to release his winnings. She said hundreds of seniors across America received this prize every year. She said his funds would arrive within a week. Eugene and Margaret went to their bank the next morning and deposited the check. Their bank teller told them the check had cleared. Eugene called the processing center and wired $1,800. The woman called back that afternoon to confirm receipt. She said his winnings would arrive within 5 business days. She said they should start thinking about what they wanted to do with the money. Eugene and Margaret spent that evening making a list. Help their son with his mortgage. Fix the roof. Maybe finally take the trip to Alaska they had talked about for 30 years. 5 days passed, then 10, then 3 weeks. Eugene called the number. It rang and rang. No answer. He went back to his bank and asked about the check he had deposited. The teller went quiet. Then she explained something Eugene had never known before. When a check clears, it means the funds have been temporarily made available in your account. It does not mean the check is real. Banks are required by law to make funds available within a few days. But if the check later bounces, the bank takes the money back from you. The $2,400 check had bounced 3 weeks after deposit. The bank had already reversed it from his account. Combined with the $1,800 he had wired, Eugene was now negative $4,200. He had not won anything. He had lost everything he sent, and then been charged for a fake check on top of it. This is called the advance fee lottery scam, and it has been running in one form or another for over 100 years. The details change. Sometimes it's a lottery, sometimes a sweepstakes, sometimes a foreign inheritance. But the mechanics are always identical. Here is exactly how it works. They send you something that looks like proof you've won, a check, a certificate, an official letter. These cost almost nothing to produce, and they look completely real. The check is the key to the whole operation. Your bank makes the funds available before the check clears. That's how banking works. So when you deposit it, it appears to go through. You feel the money in your account. You believe it's real. You wire your own money before the fake check bounces. By the time the check bounces, usually 2 to 3 weeks later, your wire transfer is long gone, untraceable, irreversible. And they always require the fee up front. Processing fee, tax verification, release fee, customs charge. The name changes, but the amount is always just small enough to seem reasonable compared to the prize. Here is what protects you. You cannot win a lottery you never entered. This sounds obvious, but in the moment, with an official-looking letter in your hand and a check sitting on the table, it stops feeling obvious. If you don't remember entering, you didn't win. Legitimate lotteries and sweepstakes never require you to pay a fee to collect your prize. This is actually illegal in the United States. Any prize that requires upfront payment is not a prize. It is a theft. Never wire money based on a check that has just been deposited. Checks can bounce weeks after they appear to clear. The only way to know a check is truly real is to wait 4 to 6 weeks, or ask your bank to verify it directly with the issuing bank before you spend or wire anything. If you receive a letter, a call, or an email telling you that you've won something, call your state attorney general's office or visit ftc.gov before you do anything else. They maintain lists of known lottery scams and can tell you in minutes whether what you received is real. And if someone in your family receives something like this, sit down with them before they make any calls. One conversation is all it takes. If this video helped you, hit that like button right now.
It costs you nothing, and it helps this information reach more seniors across America who need to see it before they get a letter like Eugene's. Eugene and Margaret never took their trip to Alaska. The $4,200 they lost was their travel savings, money they had been setting aside for 11 years. Eugene said the hardest part was the list they had made that evening. All the things they were going to do with the money. He said he had to throw the list away because he couldn't look at it. He shared his story with his local newspaper because he wanted other people in his community to know it could happen to anyone. He said, "I worked for the post office for 31 years. I know what official mail looks like, and I still fell for it. If you've never heard of this scam before today, now you have. And now you can protect the people you love." Have you or someone you know ever received a letter like this? Leave a comment below. Tell us what happened. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to read before they make the same mistake Eugene did. And subscribe so you don't miss the next story. Every week, we cover real scams, real people, and real ways to protect what you've worked your whole life to build. Stay safe. I'll see you next time.